Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Deep True Crime. I'm Manny Rodriguez. In today's episode, we're covering bodybuilding ex-Marine who has been on the run for 6 years and was named top 15 most wanted. Fugitive has finally been caught, and he's been on the run for the murder of his girlfriend, Krystal Mitchell, and they had only been dating a few weeks. On June 10th, 2016, Krystal Mitchell was found deceased in an acquaintance's apartment. She was last seen alive with her boyfriend, Raymond JR McLeod. What was supposed to be a relaxing vacation in the beachfront paradise of San Diego, California, instead turned into a young mother ending up dead, and the military veteran that she just started dating was gone. This beautiful young single mom, she falls in love with who she believes to be the perfect man. But her dream romance ends tragically when she's found murdered while the couple is on a romantic getaway together. Krystal Mitchell, she had it all. Stunning good looks, brains, a career, and 2 beautiful children that were her world. The only missing piece in Krystal's life was the right man. But when she finally met him, he was anything but the right man. Krystal Mitchell, taken from this world at the young age of 30. Rest in peace, Krystal. Many people believe she looked more like a movie star than a divorced mom raising 2 young children on her own. She was smart and successful in real estate, working as a property manager in Phoenix, Arizona, while preparing to become a licensed real estate broker. Krystal Mitchell, she was a property manager for an apartment complex. One day, this guy comes looking for a place to live, and he's just like staring her down. He thinks that she's so beautiful. He wants her attention, as he has it when he's inquiring about an apartment. And Krystal, she liked what she saw in this guy. He was an insurance salesman named Raymond JR McLeod, who was just Krystal's type. A buff, rugged-looking bodybuilder and former Marine Corps recruiter. And like Krystal, RJ said he was divorced with a child about the same age as her kids. Krystal's best friend, Diana Olivares, she says that RJ also had a spotless record. Diana says that Krystal told her, hey, you know, I'm good. He passed 2 background checks, so this guy is clean and he has a good job. Diana also says, she told me, I feel like I can be myself with this guy. I feel protected. Krystal and RJ, they began dating, but RJ didn't make a good first impression on Diana. Diana said, I got a weird vibe from him, but again, me and Krystal, we definitely had different tastes in men. Krystal's mom didn't like RJ either. She says, when I saw him, I just thought, what is she doing with this guy? I just saw his veins popping out of his head at the gym, and I just thought something is not right with this guy. But there was something wrong with another man that Krystal knew. And Josephine says Krystal had told her just days before her death that he appeared to be much more of a threat than RJ. Her mom, Josephine, says she was telling me she had an ex that was bothering her. She says Krystal was so alarmed that her new boyfriend RJ came to her rescue. And she says, you know, he loaned her a gun to protect herself. Krystal was afraid and told her mom that her new boyfriend RJ feared for her safety as well. And that only brought him closer to Krystal even more because he was trying to be her protector. And mom liked to know that he was trying to protect her. And Krystal, she felt safe that he was actually looking out for her safety. At least that's what she thought. And so now RJ, he comes up with a surprise that would get her out of Phoenix for a few days and ease her worries from this crazy ex. So he surprises her with a romantic getaway to San Diego, which is Krystal's favorite vacation spot. That was a place that she planned on living in the future. She absolutely loved San Diego. She even said to her mom multiple times, that's her favorite place to go. It's the last place that she thought she would die at. Diana remembers calling her the day Krystal and RJ had left on their vacation. Diana says, the last thing she said to me was, hey, we're about an hour from San Diego. Can I call you back? And I said yes, and I never heard back from her again. And Krystal's family, they all became deeply concerned when she hadn't responded to their phone calls or texts for nearly 2 days. Her mom starts getting worried, and Josephine, she says, I said to my husband, something's wrong. I just started feeling sick to my stomach. I felt like I wanted to faint, like I wanted to throw up, like something was wrong. Then stepdad Michael got a call from the San Diego police homicide detective, Sergeant Matt Dobbs, and he told them their daughter Krystal was dead. Sergeant Dobbs said friends that Krystal and RJ were staying with had found her lying lifeless in a bedroom in their home. Sergeant Dobbs says there was obviously signs of a struggle inside the room. And right out of the gate, they allege that Krystal's killer is her boyfriend. They allege that right out of the gate, Sergeant Dobbs says that they allege Krystal's killer is her boyfriend, RJ, who at that time was nowhere to be found. And Sergeant Dobbs, he says he was immediately a person of interest in the case. Very quickly, as the investigation unfolded, he became the prime suspect. And it looks like RJ steals her car, drives to the airport, and then rented a car and drives to Mexico. And of course, they're trying to find a motive as to what happened. Why would he do this? Her mother's thought, which is probably a lot of people's thoughts about bodybuilders when they have all these veins coming out of left field. I don't know if steroids causes that, but that does make people speculate that steroids would cause him to crack and that this would trigger violent behavior. But again, there's no proof that this is what happened. This is the theory that her mom has shared. While he was on the run, murder charges were filed against RJ, and the US Marshals office issued a wanted bulletin. But after days turned into months with no leads on his whereabouts, mom runs out of patience. Her mom, Josephine, she's ready to take things into her own hands. See, her mom was once a cop on the island of Guam when her military family was stationed there. She used to be a detective when she was younger. So she brought those law enforcement skills into this investigation, and she just starts her own investigation of her daughter's murder, and she made some shocking discoveries about RJ. Among them, he had a rap sheet for 2 domestic violence cases, even though Krystal's family says that she had run 2 background checks on him that came up clean. She finally finds out that those were actually credit checks and not criminal background checks. So according to her mom, Krystal didn't know anything about this guy in reality. His latest arrest before this incident was only 3 months before Krystal's murder. He was charged with assaulting his second wife in Riverside, California. He pleaded not guilty, and then he was released on $50,000 bond. And so Josephine, after she's noticing all this, she creates her own wanted poster on Facebook. And so they posted it, and then she posted in a buy-sell trade group type thing looking for this murderer, and then with the help of that, this thing goes viral. Then they start getting phone calls. She was getting contacted left and right, and it just didn't stop. Day and night, she kept getting phone calls, messages, everything. And so she received reports that he was seen crossing the border into the Central American country of Belize, where several people said that they actually seen him there. And one guy even said, oh, I met him at a bar and we had a drink. A gal called me up. She says, I'm a bar owner here in the beach and this man is at my bar. It was just one story after the other after the other. As a result of this, then a bail bondsman is hunting for RJ in Belize and working with San Diego police. And Sergeant Dobbs, he received this information from Josephine, and then they followed up on a lot of it, which helped them get closer to the killer. Even Sergeant Dobbs says her investigative work was invaluable. The former detective, who is the mom of Krystal, helped in a big way to lead investigators to the murderer. And the sergeant, he says, it's absolutely helped, and I would do the same thing if it were my child. Oftentimes, people will be more responsive to a grieving mother asking for help than for a law enforcement organization. And her whole family is very proud of what Krystal's mom was able to accomplish. The family, the friends, they all wanted answers. They all wanted this coward arrested. And Krystal's mom, she wasn't giving up until this guy was caught. 6 years later, the family can finally get justice for Krystal Jaye Mitchell. Bodybuilding ex-Marine, he is found teaching English in El Salvador after 6 years of being on the lam for strangling his girlfriend to death on their trip to San Diego. This guy was so dangerous that he was set the highest ever bounty by US Marshals, and he is finally captured in El Salvador after being on the run. He was found teaching English in the 71,000 populated city on Sonsonate, which is 20 miles inland from the Pacific coast. In April of 2021, he was added to their list of 15 most wanted, and they offered a $50,000 reward for leading to his arrest, which is double the usual amount. So to sum it up, in San Diego, that's where they went to visit friends. Now, let me be clear. They were going to visit his friends, okay? She was just excited to go there. McLeod goes visit his friends with his girlfriend, Krystal Mitchell. Mitchell is found dead on June 10th, 2016. Now, we do find out that on June 9th, 2016, he was in a bar fight with another man. And the three of them, Krystal, him, and the other man, were kicked out of the bar. And then the next day, they find her dead in the apartment. So I don't know if any of that bar fight, the anger from the bar fight led to this. We're not too sure. Hopefully he helps give some answers. Most likely, probably won't. So I just wanted to make sure that we're on that same page there. Then in 2017, he is spotted in Guatemala. Then the next year, he is spotted in Belize in 2018. And then in Sonsonate, El Salvador, he is arrested on August 29th after he is spotted teaching English in the town. You know, and this person that he got into a fight with in the bar was also an ex-Marine. And so after they were kicked out, they returned to the rental apartment, and then she was found dead the next day. And there were obvious signs of a struggle as well. The US Marshals, they were appealing for all the help that they can get, but they also warned that he was considered armed and dangerous, and they even described him as an avid bodybuilder and a heavy drinker. And when he was added to the top 15 list in 2021, Marshal Steve Stafford of the Southern District of California said they would never give up searching for this murderer. And there you have it. He has finally been caught, and he will now be brought to justice so that we can get justice for Krystal Mitchell and her family. Now, granted, this justice will never be fully healed. This will never be full justice because they don't have their daughter. Krystal Mitchell will not be coming back, unfortunately. Rest in peace, Krystal. But this coward gets to pay for his crime, and he will most likely never see the light of day again. And we'll see how many counts that he'll be facing in this horrific tragedy. I'm Manny Rodriguez. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope you have an amazing day. Peace.